Daily Broadside, day 635. I was watching a video yesterday on TikTok about the old Love Connection show with Chuck Woolery back in 2 and 2, right? Great show back in the day. One of the precursor films or shows to all the dating shows that came after it, but one of the greats, right? Two people go out on a date, and then Chuck brings them in. One dude's backstage, one girl's backstage, and they're on a screen and they're talking, how was the date? And then they bring the dude or the girl out on the screen and they decide whether or not they're going to have another date. And if so, we'll pay for it or whatever, And it kind of ushered in all the other dating shows that came along. I like the one later on down the road that it was probably like the mid-90s or something, but it would have like word bubbles pop up while the people were on the date, and it would have like little, not emojis, but little cartoon characters and stuff like that. It was a pretty good show. But anyway, I'm watching this video of something that probably came out in 1987, 88, something like that, right? And dude's on the video, and he's like, yeah, she just had great cleavage and blah blah blah, and I really enjoyed her company. And like, you can tell like dudes are like so much more like what was politically correct back in the late 80s. What you could say about a woman is so different than about what you would say now. It's just fascinating how times have changed. But anyway, he's complimenting her, and she's giggling instead of being offended, and all this stuff. And I suppose they hit it off and went on a second date. They didn't really just cut off right there. But then somebody in the comments, this girl was like, I wonder whatever happened to them, right? And I'm sure we all wonder what happened to them, Susan or whatever your name was. But I immediately took the comments and I typed in something to the effect of, sadly, he perished in a car crash just a few months after this aired. And she's like, oh no, how horribly, terribly, tragically sad. Emoji with an eye tearing up or something, whatever. And I'm like, this crazy woman, like, what is up with, like, I'm on the East Coast. I'm on as far east as you can just about get relative to the country. I'm in the ocean. And that show is all the way on the West Coast, because I think they filmed that. They're always in like Burbank and Van Nuys and Santa Monica and Inglewood. Inglewood always up to no good, you know what I mean? But they're always on these, these LA little suburbs and whatnot. So I think it was filmed out there. But it doesn't really matter if it was in Montana or if it was in Florida. But the point is, it ain't here, right? And it would have been 35 years ago. They don't advertise the people's like full names and address. There's no way of knowing, absent you knowing somebody 6 degrees of Kevin Dan Bacon, who this person is. It's just Ted and Amanda. Ted and Amanda, they hit it off in 1988. Maybe they got married and had 19 kids. Maybe he beat her up and got put in jail. I don't know what happened to him, but I know what I said, right? But the fact that somebody is gullible enough to believe that some random bloke on the internet is going to have any inkling of an idea what happened to two random people. Well, one specifically, because I didn't know what happened to her. I just told her that he had died in a crash. And so their dating life really came to an abrupt end, But it's just fascinating to me that people can be that gullible. And I do this all the time. Like, anytime I see something stupid on the internet, I have to comment something even dumber. Because people that are that gullible deserve to be led down the wrong road, I bet you being a Rent-A-Center agent for, one of these rental places where you go in and, your eyes get bigger in your stomach, and figuratively speaking, and you're like, ooh, I'll have that 87-inch TV and this sectional couch and this dining room set and blah, 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 blah. You look like your own damn Wheel of Fortune in 1989, back when you would put the head up in the corner and then they would kind of float over all this stuff. And, oh, Pat, I'll have the, they would spend like the $2,800 that they had won in the previous round. And everything was like crazy amounts of money. And you're like, I'll have the luggage for $19,000 and I'll have that can of Gatorade for $1,400. I mean, it was just dumb, right? But that's what they're like in there. You shouldn't. I despise the business model for a rental center type of place, right? Anybody that rents furniture to own. Now, if somebody came out with one where, you make a little profit, but you're not gouging people, I'd be okay with it. But when you're paying like a 36% interest rate for furniture that you really don't need, y'all love building furniture out of pallets. Go behind a damn Target or a Walmart, get you some pallets they're throwing out, and go make you some furniture, right? Go sit on it, line it with some cardboard and some Elmer's glue, and to hold it down. And you watch your phone there for a while before you step up to upgrading to a TV. You just hang out on your pallet couch, and then you'll appreciate that couch later on, because y'all just love building all this damn pallet furniture, because pallet furniture is stupid, by the way. But anyway, you're sitting there doing all this stuff, and so I hate the model, because it puts this me, want type of crap into everybody's head, that they got to keep up with the Joneses. And when you come over to somebody's house, you got to look like you've got $19,000 worth of furniture in your living room, and it don't have to be that way. You need to be like stage one. Come on in. Look, I just built a pallet couch. Have a seat. I'll make you some water, Would you like some day-old bread? That you live at levels, right? Unless you've been given some kind of generational wealth or something, it just don't exist that way, right? But back to my point, it's got to be awesome, like, dealing with these people, because you think that, somebody that goes in there and, let's say you pay $1,100 for a couch. Like, there's a little bit of an uptick in what it would call. There's a lot bit. I mean, you can buy furniture wholesale for like $300 for a couch, but let's say you pay like $1,100 for it. So it's a little bit of crazy retail, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, right? And you go in there, by the time you rent a center a couch, like, I think it was like 60 Minutes or something did a piece on it a while back, but it's like $5,600 or some crazy amount of money that you're actually paying for this thing. And, you could just about have a hell of an investment in just building a couch factory by the time you get done paying for that couch and all. But when you go to repo this stuff and get it back, I would imagine that 50% of the people would be like, man, take your shit. I don't want it. Go ahead. Take your stupid couch. Get it out of my house and all. You get a lot of lip service from these people, right? From these people who are upside down in furniture debt, which is the dumbest thing ever. I was taught that debt was not a good thing. My parents, I needed a jam box when I was a kid, because I was playing all my tape cassettes. I had Iron Maiden's Power Slave coming out of like a little tape recorder that you could, like a little microphone, you could actually like record and stuff. But it was playing out of this tiny little speaker. And so I needed a boom box. I needed a jam box, keep up with the times. It's like 1985, 1986. Well, my dad happened to have a Panasonic, and I needed them 4.5-inch speakers, because that would really push me to the next level. And so they let me do chores and whatnot for it. Took me like 3 months. I couldn't have it till I paid for it. It was like $60. Still remember to this day. I paid $60 for that thing. It's probably like the equivalent of like $320. But anyway, I paid $60. I finally got that thing, and then I got to enjoy it. That's how things should be. You don't just go into a store and be like, what's a little more debt? What's a little more debt will slowly kill you. That's what a little more debt is. But when these people go to these places and all this, you've always, as the repo agent, I keep saying repo agent, but the body of person who's going to pick up the stuff, get their crap back, basically. You've always got the upper hand, because no matter what those people run their mouth to you and say to you, you always can come back with, oh, I'm sorry. Which one of us is the broke ass loser that had to finance a couch? Bitch, you can always make fun of their crappy credit. The fact that they're even using this business, the business that you work for, is all you need to know right there. And sometimes you may be saying, well, you need to take the high road and turn the other cheek. Jesus can turn the other cheek and get punched in the face. The kid's not, okay? Because figuratively or literally, I don't think turning the cheek is always the way to go. Sometimes, yeah, walk away. But sometimes taking the high road means mocking the other party and talking shit. And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's all good. Inglewood's always up to no good, but it's all good. You know what I mean? So is Brentwood. Rest in peace, OJ. Y'all get him.